All right. Hello, everyone. I think we are live. What we're going to be looking at today is there's a bit of a mess going on in my game with regards to how stats and such are viewed. So, for example, right now, I've got this chip in here, which when I'm drilling straight down, I get a boost, and if I'm drilling up, I lose that boost. And so in the stat viewer here, I can reflect that by choosing my drilling angle, and I can see how that affects the output. And that's all well and good here, but when you're on the asteroid actually mining, you basically can't see anything that's going on. So we're going to try and fix that. And yeah, I'm gonna do a little mock-up of how I think that should look. So at the moment, I'll show you what it looks like currently. So if I go to the asteroid and drop down here, you can see that the strength of that thing is going up and down. But I can't necessarily see the output, and there are some stats that don't show up in here. So basically, need to do something about that. And my idea for what that's going to be is going to look a little something like this. Hang on, let's see. All right, so what I'm thinking is currently we've got, if I bail out of here, so we've got this grid of components. And in fact, if I just take a cheeky screenshot of that. So this is what we've got in our drill. And when we're on the asteroid, basically we have no idea what's going on the actual grid. So what I want to do is I want to have some way of showing for each square on the grid what is happening, essentially. So when we're on the actual asteroid, which I need to choose. Hello, Brumus. Brumus? Something like that. Thanks. I'm glad you like the look of it. So yeah, when we're on the actual asteroid, obviously we have no idea what's going on with our actual grid. And so it makes it harder to, change the grid of our components in the future if we want to, tweak something or whatever, because we don't actually know which components are contributing how much. So what I want to do is replace this thing here with a mini version of the grid, essentially, that shows how each square on the grid is actually reacting. So my basic idea is, if this is what we've currently got, I can do a stripped down version of this by just using the icon of the component rather than the whole circuit grid square. So I can shrink it down a whole bunch. And then basically, I'm thinking we have, let me just get some colors going here. So if this is our grid, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna use the brush because I think everyone enjoys some crappy mouse art. So if we have, I'm gonna do it in grey actually. So if we've got a grid like this, we'll just do a 2x2 for the moment. What we can say is, if we have this component here, so obviously this is a very zoomed in version of what it's going to be, because it will be hopefully smaller than the actual grid, so it doesn't take up too much space in the UI. And then we've got this one here. Paste that in there. So what I'm thinking is, if I just get rid of all the bits that aren't the icon, like that. It's probably a much smarter, easier way of doing this. Probably shouldn't have used a screenshot and just used the actual assets. But say we've got like this in our grid. Anything that's not filled with a component, I'm assuming I'll just show as like a gray or something to show that there's nothing there. Or actually, maybe that's not true. But what I'm thinking is, the way this works is these, what do I call them? the multipliers, they... Hang on, let me go back to the... Oh, that's a bad set. Hang on. Roll the RNG again. Okay, there we go. So these multipliers, what they do is they output a value into neighboring squares. This one only outputs straight down. So it'll just output into this square beneath it. But it will output a value that then this effect component will read in, and that will change how it behaves. So this component affects the strength, but it is receiving the value that it affects the strength by from this component here. So this one outputs 150% if you're drilling straight down, which is dictated by this angle here. And if you're drilling up, it'll output 60, and anything in between, you get this nice gradient over here. So what we want is basically, instead of having this bar that fills up like this, we want to show these colors on the grid so we know this component is outputting a certain value and this component is receiving a certain value. And the way I'm going to do that is by filling in the background color of these squares. So, for example, if we are outputting something good, then this will be filled in green. And then this one is also receiving something good, so it's going to be filled in green. Obviously, this gets more complex with multiple components all working together. But then if it's, something kind of average, it'll be filled in orange. And then if it's something bad, it'll be filled in red. So it's the same gradient, but we'll just have the grid representation of it rather than some weird bar representation of it. So that is what we're going to be working on today, or at least attempting to work on. We'll see how far we get. I'm not anticipating it to be too difficult, I don't think. But essentially, yeah, we're going to be replacing this with a grid representation of your actual components so that you know what is actually going on. And it means that when you tweak it in the future, you know which grid cells are doing like the heavy lifting and which components are actually working out for you and which ones aren't. So I guess we just got to rip in. The first thing to do will just be getting a small version of your components showing up in the play screen. So I'm going to start there. We've got a draw file that sort of handles all these sort of tooltippy type things. Just need to think of a good place for it. So I've got this stats info panel. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one that we've currently got, which is not so good, but I'll chuck it in under here. So I'll have a public. I'll just make it void for the moment. Static void. Static void. No, gotta think of a name for something. I don't know, like mini grid. Grid buffs, mini grid buffs. I don't know. If you got an idea for a name, let me know. Oh, hey Zil, how you going? I'll just call it mini grid for the moment. And if you guys come up with a better name, I will of course use that. Okay, so we need to pass in the graphics object, and we probably need to pass in. Okay, yeah. So a position and an alignment. I think I will need the drill stats as well, because this... No, I don't want... Do I want the drill stats? I think I want the circuit board, because yeah, this is what I want, because this has got the information about the values that are being put in on each grid cell, and that's the value that I want to show to the user. So I'll need to pass in the circuit board. Circuit, and then I think I will also... Actually, that might be enough, because that should have... Yes, it's got the component grid as well. So I just need to pass in the circuit, and that should tell me everything that I need to know to do this. So the first thing to do will be to figure out how big this circuit is so that we can actually align it properly. Because I am anticipating it'll be on the right hand. Oh, for you guys, I think I'm mirrored. It'll be on this side. So yes, to do that, we need to get the width and height of the circuit and then multiply that by the the size of the icons. So int the width will be circuit.width times the texture size, and then the same thing for the height times game.texture size. Okay, and I don't think we'll need any more space than that, because what I'm thinking is I'll also make it so that you can tooltip over each component, and it'll tell you the component as well as the power level that it's receiving. So I think we don't need any more size than that. I think I've got a panel. Yes, I do. Cool. Actually, though, before I do that, I need to do this thing here. Where do I do it? Yes. Something like this. So I've got these little helper functions that help with alignment of things. So once I know the width and the height, I can offset the position based on the alignment so that this position is always the top left corner, and I can just always work from the top left corner. So I do that, and then, you know what? I'm just going to yoink some code. Oh. Yoink some code, create a panel. Good. I don't know if I will need to do... Okay, I shouldn't have yoinked code. I don't think I need to do probably any of this except for... Yeah, I don't think I need to do any of this. Shouldn't have yoinked. All right. But what we will need to do is do a for loop. So for int I equals 0, I is less than circuit.width, I++, and then for int j equals 0, j is less than circuit.height, j++. So we're just going to loop through the different components in the grid and basically just put their icon in place. So at this point, it's very similar to this, except that it's not going to have the circuit board background and the chip background either. So go through that, and then circuit.getComponent expects a vector. Okay, so yes, I can create a vector. Can't call it pos. Board pos equals new vector. Oh, I think this is the wrong vector. See, this is the problem with calling stuff generic names like vector. I think this will be this. Yeah, I don't want that. Don't want that. How do I want it to import my own. What's wrong with that? Why doesn't it? Oh, is it because I haven't typed something in here? Yeah, okay. And that is my vector class, isn't it? Yes, good. Good. Okay, so vector, yes, and we get that component. Circuit component. Just call it component. Call it the proper name, component. Okay, so then we get that, and then we want to put in the icon, which maybe it's just based on the name. I do this sometimes where I just use the name because I've got a sprite loader.get sprite. Okay, where do I do this? Yes. Part image. Where do I get that? Part image. Oh, there we go. Cool. I got a little helper for it. Very good. That makes it easy. So I can say image icon equals the part image for the part. And I can get rid of the sprite loader nonsense. Put in an icon, and we want to be at. I probably want to translate. I'm going to translate. Oh, to pos.x, pos.y, just so that the top left-hand corner will just be 0, 0 for when I'm drawing, just to make things easier. So I can then say that this position will be I times game.textureSize, and the y will be j times game.textureSize, and then drawing it just at the native size. So then I'm going to call this function in the asteroid screen. So at the moment, I think I put a stats panel, and I'm just going to remove that for the moment and put in the mini grid instead. I definitely need a better name for that. That's such a crap name for it. But I will draw it at the same position as that, and I will. So yes, hopefully I'm yoinking the correct bit of code this time. Drill.circuit, pass that in, and hopefully we should see a little mini version of the circuit board showing up. But we'll see. We'll see. None of this matters to test this. Go to the asteroid. We drop. And we get a crash. Very good. Okay. Yes. I was not doing any null checking. Yes, yes, yes. So what we want to do is just here, if component equals... Actually, no. What I'm going to do, because I think we'll still want to be doing stuff even if it is null, because we want to show if there's like a point on your circuit board that is getting like a really good input, but you haven't put anything there, you kind of want to know about that. So we only want to not draw the icon if there's no component on it. But if, for example, if this component here was outputting to the square below it, but also to the square to the right, we would also fill this one in. Why did that? There. I need to get rid of that. Yeah, so we would also fill that one in so that we know that that square is still being affected even if there's nothing on it. So I only want to draw the icon if the component's not null, but otherwise down here we'll be doing the colors based on input thing. Okay, so let's try that now, and hopefully that has done some good. Go to the asteroid, drop, and oh, I didn't put anything in the grid, did I? That's dumb. I'm so used to just like, I haven't worked on this area for a little while. I'm so used to not putting things in the grid just to test things quickly. So if we go, we should see, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, that's a bit scuffed. But we sort of see what we're going for. Maybe I need to shrink them down even further, because their native size is kind of big. And I'm going to, as well, put a margin around it. So let's say int grid size equals game.textureSize plus theme.margin. So this will put a little bit of space around the outside. And so then this will be the width times the grid. Actually, I should say cell size because it's not the actual full. The full thingamabob, the full grid. It's just the cell. So then when we're drawing this, we want to go to I times the cell size plus the margin. I think. And I'm also wondering if the icon size should be not the texture size, but I'm just going to parameterize it for the moment so that it's easy to change in the future. And then we're going to use the icon size down here instead. Just so, because I wonder if I might need to shrink it a little bit. Yeah. Because I think it'll take up too much space otherwise. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Loading, loading, loading. Open up. Okay, put something in the grid. Choose an asteroid, and we go. Okay, yeah, that's definitely better, having a bit of space around things. These things I might need to put outlines on the sprites, because with a colored background, it's going to look a bit scuffed, I think. But we'll push on. We will push on. So now what I need to do is basically behind the image, I need to draw the color based on the output. So, in fact, this needs to be before we draw. Yeah, before we draw the icon, we need to put in the colored background. So what we want to do, so I'm going to say the stroke should be the background color, a dark color, I think. Yeah. Oh, that already is the background color. No, I'll make it the midground color. And then the fill will be dependent on the boost level. So in the circuit, we've got this boost grid. And it gets filled up with... Hey, Alf, how are you going? I don't know what you mean by that, but I will not the cat. So don't worry about that. So yes, the boost grid stores the values of the boosts on the grid, as the name would imply. So we can look at that. I think surely I've got a getter for that, or maybe I do not. I might not. What would I have called it? Get boost. Yeah, I don't think I've got that. I've got an add boost to cells, but I do not have a get boost. Do not have a get boost at all. Okay, so I will just make one that does that. I will also not be watting the cat. So no cats will be involved in this stream. Okay, so we've got a public static. Is this a very static class, is it? This is Star Mining Co. I know that you know what I'm talking about. I don't think this should be static. Should it? Is that? Yeah, okay, no, it should not. It should not. I need to find a way to put this. Where are the public functions? Okay, yeah, cool. Here, somewhere. Probably above all of these. Upgrade, hide, upgrade, get parts. Yeah, okay, here. Cool. So what I want is a public, I think it'll be a float, get boost for cell, and it will take a position. Are you trying to get me to market my own game, Half? I'll not be goaded into speaking about my game. Okay, so this will have to... I think I've got a check... like a inbounds... Out of bounds. There we go. Pause. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. So if we're out of bounds at this position, we will want to return 0, I suppose. That would make sense. Star Mining Co. Half, in answer to your question, I will in fact be goaded. Star Mining Co. is a roguelike mining game where you mine an asteroid for profit, but you are also being overseen by a corporate entity that you do not like, and eventually you will do something about that in-universe in the game. But mostly it's about mining asteroids and making a drill get better and better so that you can mine more and more stuff. I think I've got it open right now. Look at that. You can mine and dig. And yeah. Star Mining Co. is not an online cooperative FPS platformer with a focus on synergizing abilities with your teammates in order to reach the goal. That is exactly what it isn't. And what you're seeing on screen right now is exactly what it is. I need to get out of here. But I do not have enough funds because the corporate entity will be stealing a whole bunch of them. Yes. And that is how it goes. Why did I not die? That is very interesting. I'll have to investigate that. I know why I didn't die. I was doing some stuff with lerping the money value, and yes, I need to fix that. I'll write that down because that will be a bit of a boring thing to fix. Bear with me as I write away on my notepad. What do I need to write down? I need to write down separate. I need to get the real money value, not the display value. Because I was because I'm lerping it, the money wasn't yet beneath 0 when I was doing the check. All right. Would I play the game that it isn't? Is cooperative FPS platformer with a focus on synergizing? Yeah, I'd play that. An FPS platformer. For some reason in my mind, platformer is always like a 2D side-scrolly thing, and so I don't know if you've seen that first-person Mario where it's just like a line of... Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is it. I used to love Rocket Jump back in the day. Freddie Wong. Yeah, so I'm imagining this health. But it's an FPS. Anyway. That's what I'm imagining it would be. Because it's a... Oh, Mirror's Edge. Yeah, that would be sick. That would be very sick. That would be very, very, very cool. Now I need to remember which way round. This is pos.x, pos.y, I believe. Yeah, that would be cool. What sort of abilities do you reckon you'd get? I can imagine that would be cool, but I think it would be very reliant on the abilities that you're synergizing being like top notch. Okay, so this function should get us the boost value for a given cell. And if we go back to draw, then we want to fill based on the, so the float boost level equals circuit.get boost for cell at the board position. And then we need to fill based on this. When I show the stats, display power meter. Oh, yeah, no, it's just reading the actual. So drill stats. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, no. Ignore all that. Back to here. Where were we? Here. So what I want to do basically is I want to say that the fill color is... Oh, caps lock. Lerp the color. Each player would have different abilities. I imagine there could be abilities like grappling hook, levitation, changing other players' gravity. Yeah, that could be cool. With the grappling hook, do you reckon you'd be able to grapple other people with you? As in, like, you can take one of your mates over some ravine or something with you, or it's just like a personal grapple? Changing gravity for other players would be fun. I feel like... What's that? Oh, what's that? It's Speedrunner or something like that? There's that game that is a genuine 2D side-scrolling platformer where you're racing people. And I feel like that would be a fun one to like screw other people up. You just like turn them upside down all of a sudden. Okay, so I need to... Look, what I need to do actually is I need to... In the theme, I want to have a public static final int money positive, or I'll call it value positive. Basically, I need to store these values because I want to reuse them. Theme dot value positive. Oh, is that... No, that's value negative. Whoops. Value negative. There we go. Got there in the end, and then we'll have another one for positive. Value positive, and that is this color here. Theme dot value. No. Oh yeah, that one is positive. This one is negative. There we go. Don't know why that was so difficult. Okay. Do that. I think it'd be cool to launch your friends into the air. Have someone else change their gravity. Everyone else grabs onto one player. Yeah, that would be sick. I think that would be so hard to... I think they'd have to be very generous with like the coyote timing of everything involved in that, because I feel like that would be so easy to screw up. And then it would just like kill all your momentum. But if you could pull it off, it would be sick. It would be sick. Okay, so I've now got the positive and negative values. So I want to lerp the color from the negative to the positive. I might have to make a nicer gradient for this. And then it will be based on the boost level, but there's also the circuit's max... Or is it in the game manager? Max power? Or get max mult. And I think I already do this calculation in the old system of displaying the power meter here. I just divide it. That seems wrong, but I will give it a shot. Because basically, your circuit board is capped as to how much power it can output. So when you first start I can't run it because I've got goofs in there. Float display level equals boost level divided by that, and then we use that for the lerp, I think. And then we just draw a quick rectangle at these coordinates, although not quite these coordinates because we want to just fill the entire cell. And in fact, I am going to use the square function because it is a square. Third person would be funnier, for sure. And like way more intense in the moment, I think, than a 2D one. But a 2D one would be infinitely easier to pull off, I think. Even just because you've got one fewer dimensions to grapple with. Sorry about that. Terrible, terrible pun. So let's have a look at this. That is roughly... Oh. Come on, full screen. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's roughly what I was anticipating it to look like. I will definitely have to make a nicer gradient at some point. Because it's a little bit gross. You know what? I actually don't need to do this panel at all because it just gets completely covered up by everything else, so I can just ignore that. My puns are as beautiful as I am. I feel like that's a very, very subtle diss. But it's entirely dependent on how good you think that pun was, as to whether that's a compliment or a diss. Okay, so yeah, so here we go. We can kind of see it starting to work. So when I'm pointing down is when I'm getting the maximum output from the boots, and that's when it's green. And when I point up, it's at its lowest. So that kind of works. Obviously, it's ugly as at the moment, so I will do some tidying up. But yeah, that's kind of working, to be honest with you. Yeah. So I will need to. I'll try it with some more hectic. I don't have enough. I need to see some more. Oh, I threw that way too far away. Here we go. Here's some resources. Hopefully I can get enough to not die. Because I want to try with some more things on the board. See what that looks like. And make sure that it can... Oh, I don't have enough money for anything. That's fine. I didn't want anything anyway. Maybe I got to actually pay a bit more attention to where I'm landing on the asteroid. So, let's have a look. Where is a good place to land? Maybe not there, not there. Don't know why I'm leaning my head when I'm moving that way. It's a bit silly. Maybe there's no like good cluster of gems and metal, but if I just get this really easy surface metal, maybe that will do the trick for the moment to let me survive. It's going to be a bit touch and go. I don't think I got the best starting equipment, and on that first asteroid, I did not pay attention to where I was going, and so I got kind of wrecked. Oh. I definitely don't want to mine any other slag either. Hopefully this should be good enough. Get me out of here. So, let's see if we can afford anything this time. No, definitely not. Okay, I might have to just restart and actually pay attention. Give the character really tall legs with fishnets and heels like Patrick Star. It's tempting. It is tempting. I'm not sure that it... I'm not sure that it will fly. Let's have a look. I'll just go here and be done with it. I think that should be good enough. So yeah, this is super duper ugly at the moment. I wonder if there's a way of giving it some fishnets. Spice it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, here we go. We got heaps of money. I need to balance all the prices of everything because this is like way OP. Okay. Get out of here. Why am I not leaving? Oh. Why could I buy two? I was messing around with that lerping the money thing and there's all sorts of bugs because of it. I should have probably fixed that up before the stream, but that's okay. I will write that down as well in my list of bugs to fix. So, we'll leave the shop screen. I need to do that. So now if we add some, I somehow bought two things. So now we should see, we got a full grid. Actually, where are we going? Yeah, so I'll go to the mechanic next so that I can buy upgrades for the size. It should be entirely visual, but I did it quick and dirty just to see if it would work, and then I didn't. I'm basically using the display value everywhere because I was always just using the value for it, and so now I've just made it always use the display value just to make sure that it was working properly. But I need to update it so that it should only use the display value for the display stuff, and then actually use the real value when it's checking things. So, and in fact, I think that last one was literally just a that wasn't an issue with that. Oop. It was an issue with not leaving the shop until the lerping was done, but still allowing you to buy other stuff. So yeah, here we go. So we can see the values are changing based on the input. But what I want to do is the thing that is outputting is always just at 0, so it looks kind of bad. But what it should be is it should be outputting the value that it's outputting. Because the thing is, the ones that are taking in the values get a mix of all the ones that are inputting into it, whereas the output ones, they'll just show what the value is that they're outputting. I need to get some more components though to be able to test it out. I should probably just hack in a bigger grid and some more components. That would be the smart thing to do. I might do that quickly because it'll make testing a lot easier. But I should be able to, let me just buy that, and then it should, yeah, okay. And then if we go to the mechanic, yes, I want to upgrade that. Can I make this game a particle sim? I would love to. I don't think I've got the, I think it's far too late for that. I think I'd have to basically start all over again. It would be sick though. I think if I was to do that, I also wouldn't make it, I wouldn't make it on a sphere because that would just screw up. Like it makes the gravity calculations a lot harder. Whereas if everything's just falling straight down, so much easier. So I would do that, but I don't know how you would, do not tempt me to start over. That is a terrible, terrible idea. Terrible idea. No, I don't want to do that. I think, here we go. I can make it a long boy like that. And we'll see how that updates in the thing. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it does work. I think it's probably too big, or maybe it's in the wrong spot. Or something. I don't know about this base stats either. I think this will probably go. I don't know. Yeah, starting over is reserved for when you run into a bug you can't fix. I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people. I think starting over is just for when the whim strikes, but also for when you hit a bug that you can't fix. So the first thing I'm going to fix, I think, will be that these things should be colored based on the value that they're outputting. You can make the asteroid appear as a sphere using shaders, but have it flat. Yeah, but you'd get some really weird distortion stuff going on. I guess you could. And like, what happens when you get to the bottom? Because you're condensing that whole bottom into one point in the middle. There'd be some funky stuff going on. It would be fun, but I think it would be a bit cooked. So yes, I need to make these. You know what? I think these would look better with as the circuit board. I think it would look better as the circuit board. So if we go back here, I think maybe instead of coloring the whole thing, look, I'm going to do this. Here's what I'm thinking. Why is there a hole there? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, why is there a hole? So what I'm wondering is if we make it show up like this, because this is how people are familiar with it. But, oh, is there a glitch in my sprite, or is that just a enlarging error? Anyway, what I'm thinking is maybe on this, there should be the... Hang on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Maybe there should be... what is this? There we go. Copy that. Maybe there should be like a power bar on each thing in the grid. I don't know where you'd put it though. I don't know where you would put it. The background of the button could be the power bar. The button? These aren't buttons, these are like the grey portion. Well, yeah, so this is what I was... Here, where's this? Let me open this back up again. The problem is... let's choose some of this, put this in here. Oops. Oh. So the problem... I've kind of done this here, in that the background, the grey bit, is the showing the color of the power bar, essentially. Oh, do you mean it could like fill up? That would be kind of cool. As in, so like when it's do you mean like as in, hang on, no. Like this bit could be, wait for it. Payoff will be immense. That's backwards. Do you mean like that? That sort of thing? Or do you mean yeah, okay. Oh shit. Yeah, my worry with all of this is that the what am I trying to say? These sprites are sort of, I made them with the assumption that they would be on this dark background. And so this one has an outline. Shit, I keep doing that. But this one does not, which means that, you know, you can get some weird stuff going on. Maybe what I could do instead is I could use the image and then the background here. Redesign all the UI. Look, a lot of it is going to get sort of redone at some point. What do I want to select? I want to select this, but only in this portion. So how do I do that? I will do like this. Yeah, so what I could do is in this portion. Oops. Keep that selection. In this portion here, I could do a gradient like that. Yeah, I could change the background of that and then keep the circuit board bit in there just so that they know what's going on. Could be the way to do it. Could be the way to do it. So what I will have to do then is maybe I will do like I will halve the size of things. More power equals more bits. Yeah, it's just to have multiple of the sprite. I do kind of like the power bar. Oh my god, I need to stop with the thing. I do kind of like the power bar, but I don't know how you fit it in with this. Been writing JavaScript all day, brain equals fried. Yeah, I can relate to that. JavaScript can do that to someone. Yeah, I do like the power bar, but I don't know if I can make it fit because they're kind of big, the power bars, but they kind of need to be so that you can read them. But if they're too big, obviously it's going to take up too much screen real estate. Let's see, how big are they? Yeah, it'll kind of be just like the full-size grid, which takes up far too much of the screen. Maybe I can show the bar if you hover over it. So like if I hover over it, it'll show the bar, but otherwise it'll just show the color like this. And instead of just showing the icon, it will show the chip as well, but then we keep this background thing changing color. That is kind of what I'm leaning towards. So yeah, the bar will be in a tooltip if you hover over it. Yeah, put the bar in a tooltip, and if otherwise, yeah, make the background colored, and then use the circuit board diagram background thing, which means I should probably just look at how I am doing this. Drill setup screen. Where am I drawing the drill? Stats info panel. Oh, I draw stats. Okay. Where am I doing the actual? Oh, I'm just doing it here. Interesting. So then I get the yeah, I should probably I should probably make this code a bit more reusable. Oh, I've got a display part. Oh, that would be so much better. I can't believe I didn't think about that. Okay, so we're gonna use that. Where am I going? Wrong spot. Up here. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. I think we can just say, instead of all of this, we can say display part. Yes. G component, and then we want the position plus a new p vector, which is that. And I think I need an extra. No. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, I need to do a thingo p vector dot add. There we go. So I think that should display it. Oh, but this will be full size. I might need to be able to pass in a scale thing. I will think about that. But so this should put the background thing on for us. like the chip bit, rather than just have the icon. Oh, did I not put anything in? Why am I so bad at my own game? Maybe I did put something in and there's a bug. That is also very much an option, and we will find out if that's the case. So that is the case. So excellent, excellent, excellent. Something is going wrong. I times cell size. Let's have a look. We go into here. Oh, and I can just always do this because it has a null check in there. Okay, good. So this should be the top left corner. Good. What does show warning do? Okay, yes. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. Good. So why is it not showing me the part? That's the question. Oh, this is returning something. Oh, it's returning if it's being hovered or not. Okay, so why is it not displaying it? That's what I want to know. Am I doing something very silly? Probably. Probably. Okay, so why? Oh, it's because I've translated. I don't need to add this. I need to just use that vector. I think that'll be it. So it'll be somewhere way off screen. Okay. So let's have a look-see at this now. And I need to remember to actually put the component in. Okay, go to asteroid. Drop. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Perfection. So the circuit board sprite is twice the size of the icon. So I'm going to have to scale everything down, but the display part function doesn't do that. So I will have to figure out, maybe I need to just pass in a scale. Excuse me. Sorry, got the yawns. Because interesting. Why is it doing it in the center? Weird. I will have to scale it. Which is going to be a bit of a nightmare, actually, I think. Let's have a look. Cause yeah, it's definitely too big at full size. Because at full size, it's basically going to take up this much space, which is too much. Too much. So let's have a look again and see how bad it is. It's pretty bad. Okay, so we need to halve the size. I don't know if there's an easy way of doing this. Couldn't you rescale the graphics on window resize so you aren't scaling the image every frame? Well, so what's actually happening is the... Do you mean for... Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Well, actually, these are always... Even when the window is resized, everything's still drawn to the same scale because it's all being blown up in size anyway. Like, all of this is being rendered at a low resolution and being scaled up to the display size anyway. So, but I see what you mean about rescaling every frame. I do take your point. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue though, because what I think is I should be able to, like, because all that would happen is in here, in the image function, you basically just, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pass in a proof of concept, yeah. But the proof of concept will be a piece of crap. So just get it working. So int, no, I never know with this sort of thing, when I'm passing in a scale thing, if it should be a multiplier or a divider. And I kind of want it to be a divider, but then the word scale doesn't really work. Yeah, see, it should be a multiplier. Float scale, but then you got to deal with floats and blah, 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 blah. So all of these will just be 1, and then I'm going to have one overload that is like this one, but has the scale on it, and then I can pass that through. Cool. Okay, and then so the scale texture size times scale times scale. And then I will do the same thing. Part image, chip image will be circuit chip dot width times scale, circuit chip dot height times scale. Very good, very good. So then what we can do is when we are drawing this part, we can say that we want it at half scale. And we'll see what that looks like. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Put something in here, and we go. We go, and then we drop. And it works, except the maths is off for displaying the icon bit. But it definitely looks better, I think. Definitely looks better. So when we are drawing the part, I obviously need to do some more scaling stuff, which will be in here. What I want to know is, am I ever... I am doing it with a warning. Why am I doing it with a warning? That seems bizarre to me. Do I even... I don't know if I ever do this anymore. The warning thing, so I might get rid of that. But I guess for completeness' sake, I should be doing this as well. Because otherwise I will forget about it and then I won't know what will have hit me. Okay, so that should have put the icon in the correct position now. And we shall see if that has worked. Choose an asteroid. Put the parts in. And go to the world. Okay. Yes, that is kind of good. So yeah, now what I need to do is I will definitely tweak these gradients because at the moment it's just lerping the colors, but I will probably use an image so I can use a nicer gradient, and it'll probably be the same colors as I use down here on the fog bomb, like on these bombs and on all of the power meters, just so that it's the same colors so that it doesn't look bad. But yeah, I need to make the cell that is actually doing the outputting is only outputting onto neighboring cells. So I need to make it output into itself as well, which I think should be really very straightforward. which is always a dangerous thing to say. But I've got the add boost to cells thing here. And so I want to say that the grid at the current position. Oh, I cannot type. I do struggle with a lot of the things that programmers have to do, which is interesting that I am a programmer. And that will equal the boost because nothing else should be influencing this cell, I think. I guess you could technically have two boosts next to each other, but they shouldn't be influencing each other because any cell that a boost is on, like a multiplier is on, should just be itself, I think. But then you get into the question of update order. This could be... I thought this was going to be nice and easy. But it might not be. Because you can imagine, so let's say, in this scenario here... let me just start with a clean slate. So you can imagine, let's say we've got our grid, and let's say we've got some multiplier here and here, and we've got an output here, an effect. And let's just say for argument's sake that this outputs this way and this outputs this way. Oh no, this is not the scenario I want. I want to go like this. Yes. So this is outputting down and this is outputting across. Then what could happen is as we are calculating all the boosts on the grid, this one gets run first, and so it'll put into itself, 0.5 or whatever its boost is, and it'll put 0.5 down here as well. And then we get to this one and say it's outputting 0, then this will get overwritten by this one here. So I will need to maybe do some protection on this. Need to do some protection on this, and I don't know if I've got the information I need in this function to be able to do that protection. So maybe... Yeah, I don't think I do. So maybe I need to actually pass in the circuit itself. Do I have that? Yes. Cool. So yeah, this will need to take in the circuit. That's good. Okay, so it'll take in the circuit, and then I can check. I will only update the grid if the cell is either empty or has... Basically, if it's not a multiplier component. So if... Basically, I need to check in the circuit.get component for P. Yes. So this will be a circuit component comp. And then if this circuit component if it is a... What did I say? If it's a multiplier, so also component. Oh, what is the Java way of doing this? I need to check. Do too many. I forget the syntax for things too easily. Display part. It's, where is it? Instance of. That's what it is. Why can't I remember that? Instance of multiplier component. So if it's a multiplier, we don't want to override because it can't read in. So we only want to be outputting here. So that should fix that, I think. And it should solve this issue here, which is very clearly drawn out with the mouse. So we should see now on the little diagram, these two cells should have the same value being output onto them because they are... Yes, good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, when I start up the game and I create... Separating that if statement into 2 to 3 variable declarations will help you later remember why you did that. You're probably correct. Maybe, well, so this one is first just checking, that's all out of bounds stuff. But yeah, maybe I should put this in its own block with a comment. Skip any multipliers since they can't read in a value. And we want to preserve their output. Something like that. Yeah, this first one though is all just, that's all just like bounds checking. Okay, so that's good. So yes, I will hack in inventory. Is that where it is stored? Is it? No, I think it is in the game manager. Okay. Surely not. Surely not. Where did I pass it in? It's in the drill. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. So I should just... I'll just make this bigger to start with. Well, let's see. Where was it? I think the bound checking stuff is kind of evident in the code because it's all just checking the positions. And is multiplier component is basically what this is saying as well, but it's why we're checking that it's a multiplier component that is important, I think. So I don't know if I think this comment is kind of necessary regardless. I think I'm just going to leave it there. So yeah, I'm going to make the drill a bit bigger, and then also when we start up, I'm going to put in a few extra bits and pieces for me to put into the... Where do I add parts to my... I've got a loadout, yes. So where is one of these used? Parts manager. Because I want to... Where are these used? Random loadout. Okay. And then how do I put that loadout in? That's what I want to know. Leave. Oh, I just do it like that. Okay, that's a bit grotty, but that's okay. That's okay. I will just hack in some parts. Random effect at... Oops. And I will do the same with a random multiplier. And I'm going to do this a few times. Oh, that is not how you do a for loop. So if I whack that in there, I should just get some random bits and bobs, and then I can test it out a bit better, I think. So if I do that, I should have, yes, I got lots of stuff. Cool. So I guess we should just mess around with some random stuff. So this is good for that, I think, because these both decrease. And then ramp up. Maybe if I put that there as well, just so we can really see all the effects going on. Do something like that. So it should get stronger against metal and powder as we mine for longer. And then the oxygen should be quite low to begin with, but get higher as we leave on. So this should be a good test for the system, because we got things that will be changing as we're mining. So I should try and actually go somewhere that maybe makes sense, because I will have to do some mining. Okay, so as we hold this on, we can see them getting greener. That's cool. I think this kind of works. I do think they will need to have some tooltip information going on. And I definitely think it needs to be made to be prettier, for sure. This drill setup makes no sense, by the way, because I think, yeah, it's influencing the oxygen as I'm mining, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Slag eater. No, don't want that. Zoom effect is a silly one. This one, this one's very silly. Okay, I guess we'll go. No, we'll go to the hard one. Yeah, so I think you would probably do something more like that. So the oxygen is independent of the other two getting stronger. But that's the beauty of what we're doing, is that you can figure these sorts of things out. So yeah, I think the next step will be to, instead of using just these lerped colors, I'll use some actual colors that make sense. Oh, those dots are being drawn in the wrong spot. Those are the tier markings. I will need to fix that as well. I clearly did not scale them. I did not scale them. So let me figure that out. Display part. Yes, this is where we want to be. So where do I do that? Where do I do that? Circle here. This is where I do that. X plus that times scale. Times scale. Times scale. Cool. That should do the trick. I kind of had a beast drill setup going on there, so it's sad to get rid of it. Let's do that one, and we'll choose that one, and we go here, and we should have a completely new set of. Oh, we got some good ones. Although these aren't as good. This is kind of funny. Oh, that should not be there, I don't think. This is a relic of when on the stream we ripped the guts out of the resource system. Yeah, that should not have the options anymore. Oh, actually no, that's not true. That's not true. I think that's... Yeah, so that affects gem strength, so it makes sense to put that on gem and put that there, so that when I'm mining gems, I've got get stronger against gems. This one makes it so that I'm stronger near the surface, and then this one is just always strong. I guess I should do like that. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, so then that's sorted. So There we go. And then we'll have a look at what it looks like. I think definitely there needs to be some work done to make it nicer, for sure. Oh, that seems busted to me. That definitely seems a bit dodgy. I don't think it should be. Because if I'm over here, it shouldn't be mining any gems at all. Oh, except that... Oh, of course. So, yeah, no, I think this actually does make sense. So this component on the right here, I need to change the icon for this because I thought it was a different one. Because I've got one that directly converts resources into money, but that's not this one. This one converts crappy resources into better resources. So as I'm mining here, I am actually occasionally getting a bit of gem, which makes this one flick to true. So it's like feeding back into itself. Still didn't help me though. And that's still an issue. But yeah, I think this is kind of going in the right direction. Definitely need to tweak some things. So I think I will first make a gradient image, which should be relatively straightforward. Because if I open up where am I? Here, assets, textures, power meter inside. So basically, I want to take a copy of that. How many colors have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just want like a 10 by 1 image. And paste that in. No. Why did that not work? I want to copy that. That's what I want. There we go. And then if I scooch that down, is that 10 different colors? It is. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, cool. Don't know why I counted it. All the anyway. This orange here looks a bit out of place to me. Or maybe it's this one here that's too dull. What color is that? Yeah, it looks a bit... It's like a bit too dark. Everything else is quite saturated. And this is... Yeah, I can't tell if it's this one that's too saturated or this one's not saturated enough or a combination of both of those issues. But that one definitely sticks out a bit. Let me try doing that. Oh, that's the same color. Yeah. I guess I can just... Because I want to stick to the colors in the palette, but... Nope, that ain't it. Yeah. Yeah, it is just wrong, isn't it? But I don't know how to fix it. Maybe it needs to be slightly more red as well. And then desaturated a bit. Colors are so hard, man. I don't know. Is that even different? Looks basically the same. Oh, it was a bit better. Maybe a bit darker and a bit desaturated. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. What do you reckon about that? It's definitely better. I think maybe it needs to be slightly redder as well. Like that. There we go. What do you reckon about that? Cool. Maybe I should update this as well. Yeah, that's definitely better. I know that has bothered me in the past, but clearly I didn't do anything about it. Okay, so what do I call this? Value gradient? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to call things. Value gradient will do the trick. Okay, and so then instead of where was it? Instead of using this yucky lerp color, what I can do is I can get the gradient. What did I call it? Value gradient. That's right. So I can get that, and then I can fill it based on, so gradient.get display level times gradient.width, and then the first row. And this, I'm assuming, will need to be integerized for it to be liked. And then let's see if that works. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we have some nicer colors. I think, though, realistically, it will take more than just nicer colors to look good. It will also take some design. Oh, Moneybags is so OP, but not in the early game because I don't have any money. Why did that glitch out when I moved something in? I will have to investigate that. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. I guess it doesn't really matter where I go because I will probably die. Oh, see, these things are going to be pretty static is the only problem. I'll try and buy a component that's less static so that hopefully we can see some movement on the colors. I need to get some more funds for that though. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to buy anything useful. No, I do not. I'll try again. And this is going to be a difficult one as well. I should have... See, this is the problem, is I never actually play the game properly because I'm just trying to test stuff out, and I try and go fast, but that always ends up biting me in the arse. If I go here, then I can... Oh, this rock is tough stuff. The other thing is, because I've put so much stuff in my grid, it's eating up the oxygen very, 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 very quickly. Which is not good. Okay, we got... Oh, shit. Alright, no, I'm gonna restart. And hopefully we get some better stuff. Oh, yes. Okay, this one is actually so good. Replicated good, yes. All this is very good. Order. Oh, these two work so well together. Good. And actually, if I move everything up, size is probably good. Yeah. Yeah, so I need to mine some stuff first, and then it will get good. Get good. So I need to actually pay attention to where I'm going so that I can play the game properly a bit. I need like a nice little cluster of stuff near the surface because I'm not very powerful yet. Around here, that's good. Yes, 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 yes. Go in the middle here, then I can go to both sides. So I kind of need to just get some bulk stuff first. Oh, this is actually going to be... Oh, this is not as good as I thought. See, this is the problem. I need to... Maybe for the first one, I shouldn't put so much stuff in my grid because... Oh, dear. Because it chews up the oxygen and then I don't have enough time to mine. So if I just keep it... Oh, that's so unlucky. These are terrible. Terrible selection. I just want to see some stuff that changes color. I'm just going to re-roll. No. There we go. And then I can just keep it nice and simple like that. Yeah, I'll just keep it simple for the moment. And where to go? Where to go? I'll go here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. I feel like maybe a mini power bar. I know we were talking about the power bar earlier, and I kind of figured that it wouldn't fit in. But maybe a mini power bar would fit. And then when you hover over it, you get the full power bar. I don't know. Is that a crazy idea? Maybe it's a crazy idea. I just think that these colors are kind of whack, you know? Oh, I shouldn't have. You haven't spit past it about. Yeah, I don't know about all of this. I don't know if it looks good or not. I don't think it really looks that good. And the colors changing like that is kind of gross. I think mini power bars might be the way to go. What say you, Charles? What say you? I think mini power bars is gonna be soft edge on the fog of war. Yeah, maybe I could fade them out as they actually. I was trying to do some opacity stuff with them originally. But the way I was doing it was wrong. I think I need to like do the max opacity, whereas it was trying to actually like blend them as I was drawing them in, and so it was it looked a bit weird because where they were overlapping, they were But yeah, a blur could work very well actually. A blur could work very well. I kind of want to blur it based on going in a straight line as well. Yeah, these are all like little polishing things that I will definitely need to get around to, but I clearly haven't yet. Yeah. No, these are good ideas. These are good ideas. Yeah, I need to jitter the fog, and also, yeah, I think a blur on it would look good. A blur would look good. I will think about that. For the moment, though, I'm gonna concentrate on the little power. Oh, I didn't put anything in it. Silly. But yeah, I think that a little power bar underneath. Yeah, the buttons definitely need to be wider as well. Yeah. Drop shadow as well. Yeah. These are all very good. These are very good points. I should write these all down. I'll watch back this section afterwards, and I'll write these ideas down. These are very good ideas. But I think, yeah, these are more in the polishing phase, I think. Although most of them would be fairly quick, I think. Maybe I should just do them sooner rather than later. Problem with one of the problems with the buttons is I'm generating them procedurally. Yes, the fishnets, there'll be like 2 black pixels on the legs of the astronaut. That will be the fishnets for you. Yeah, the buttons are generated procedurally, but I think that shouldn't be too hard to do, the drop shadow. I will, yeah. That's good. That is good. All right. 4 pixels is the best I can do for you. Okay, yeah, I am going to create a mini power bar. So what is the texture size? I think it's 32. Where am I going? No. Texture size, 32. Yes, and I am drawing these at... What is the texture size that I'm drawing these at? Mini grid. Texture size. Okay, so each grid cell I can fit in a 32 expired milk. Hello. Welcome. Yes, I can put in a power bar because I think the background color changing is too much. Yeah, the background color changing I think is too much because in here you're so used to seeing it as the green background. I think it kind of would make sense to continue with that. And then just have a little power bar, which is kind of what we were thinking at the start, which is funny. Because I'll take a screenshot. Actually, I can do an in-game screenshot, and then I can see how much space I am working with in there to put a power bar in. I think that will be the way to go, because I think the background color changing is a bit too hard to make look good, whereas a power bar kind of makes more sense. I think I'm going to try it out. We'll try it out and we'll see what it looks like, and if it's garbage, then it is garbage, and that is okay. So I'm going to open up screenshots and get that latest screenshot. Yes, and I will copy this, and I'll figure out how much space I've got, and we'll mock up a little power bar thing. You know what? I'm just gonna... So, if I copy that in here... Oh, that's not what I want. Although maybe I do want it a bit bigger. Why can't I just want to move it? There we go. So how much space have I got to play with? So if everything is a 3x3, that leaves me with a very... Does it leave me with an awkward gap? 4, 5. Yes, it does. I've just got an awkward space to fill here, or at least with this many colors. What if they're all 2? Would that be too small? That might work. I think the problem is I got 10 colors, which means that it doesn't divide up very nicely into a power of 2. I guess it doesn't need to. It just needs to divide in half so that I can center it. So maybe 3x3 makes more sense like that. I mean, that kind of works, doesn't it? But why is that not actually centered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seems weird. How big is... because that's the cell there. Roll with it. We're going to roll with it. So if I open up the actual power bar that we've already got, and I just scale this bad boy down to be little, how does that look? It will probably look bad, is my guess. And I think my guess is spot on. Why does that... That's crazy. Does that look silly? I don't know. I think that kind of works. I don't know about the color choices, but I think that whole tooltip idea. I think I kind of want to do both though. I want to do a tooltip as well as this. I just don't know if the purely colored backgrounds make sense. I think I will do a tooltip regardless that has a full size power bar in it. But if let me just try this. Because this, I don't know, it just feels really out of place and like out of the theme. Because everywhere else that shows something like this has a power bar, like a meter. What if does it need a background? Oh, sorry. So if I was doing the power meters, I wouldn't have a background color as well. I would make it look like the actual circuit board. Do it bottom center of screen, perhaps. That is true. That is a very good thought. That is a very good thought. The other thought was I was thinking maybe put it up higher because I think I'm going to get rid of these base stats. And so this could go basically up just beneath the pause button, like way up here. So it's also a bit out of the way. But down the bottom could also make sense. What noise does a Gorilla Glue make? I don't know. I guess as you squirt it out of the bottle, it probably makes like a sort of noise. You know? But that's probably just when you're right down to the very end of it. Pause could go to the left of base stats. So base stats. Well, I think I'm going to get rid of base stats because what I want to do is this only shows some very, when it says base stats, it means basic stats. Most of the information will be conveyed by this grid, I think, because it'll be showing you everything. And what I want to do at the moment, the drill that you're holding in your hand is has no like it's not correlated with the actual size of your drill bit at all. So what I want to do is have the size of the drill actually be displayed on the character so you can see where the where you're actually drilling. Because at the moment my drill is smaller than the drill that's being displayed, and in the future when you get better and better and you get a bigger and bigger drill bit, the drill bit will be way bigger than what's displayed, and so it's a bit confusing. So I want to get rid of that stat thing altogether. So yeah, the board could go right at the top. I think I'm going to be dead here, but I can still, because it's still glitchy, I can go again. So yeah, this could go right up the top here, and then base stats I'm just going to get rid of altogether. Because the stats are meaningless. Could do a little dot between your character and the cursor at some radius outward. I'm literally, because, so here's the thing, right? Let me show something that I don't know if I've really ever explained. I just need to give myself a bunch of money to do that first. And hopefully we get a mechanic early on. Yes, very good. Good stuff, good stuff. Strength, good. mine all this. Actually, it doesn't really matter how much I mine because I've already given myself shitloads of money. Very good. Okay, so yes, if I buy that and we go to the mechanic, in here you can upgrade your drill bit and change the shape of it, which also changes like the size. But so I've got this thing that is basically the sprite of your drill bit. So I'm basically just going to paste that over the top because I already have that information about what your drill bit looks like and the exact shape that it will be mining. And so yeah, I can use that to draw it onto the screen. I'm just going to get an OP bit, although this is not going to be very OP because it's a common tier 1. All right, let's put some extra strength in and double boost that and use the big bit. So yeah, I'm still unsure about this whole thing. So yeah, now you can see the drill bit's like way bigger than the one that's on the screen. So it doesn't really make sense. Like, and this size number is basically meaningless. And now I'm completely overpowered already. I guess that is because I did hack in myself a bajillion dollars. So yeah, I'm unsure about this whole situation. I like this power meter. I do like it. Camera should zoom in. Yeah, although, I mean, as you get better and you get better items and you upgrade the fog bomb, you can see a long way. And it is actually already zoomed in. Okay, I can make it back. There we go. Yeah, it is actually already zoomed in. But it could be zoomed in more. You're probably right. Let me get that. I've got a ramp up and a ramp down. May as well just chuck them both in. See what it does. There is a lot of grey space, but as you clear the fog, it won't just be grey. I don't know, because this is like the actual size. I think this is one level of zoom, and this is already zoomed in twice. Yeah, see, I think it's a bit distracting having these things like flickering so much. I think if there were little bars, I'm going to try the little bars, and if they look garbage, we'll go back. But if they don't look garbage, I will keep them. Zoom it to fit where your cursor is. Could do that. Yeah, that could work. I do actually have, there is a component you can get that controls the zoom. I don't know. I think I'll probably remove that one because it is a bit goofy. It is kind of fun though to mess around with because you can, like, if you boost it really hard, you can zoom it in or out a very, very long way. Okay. Can we draw our own circuit board with traces and all that jazz? Absolutely not. It is purely grid-based electronics, as all electronics is. Any of these good? Get that one. Well, hey, this is a little sneak peek at a boss. I don't know if I've shown a boss. I might keep that for another day. Yeah, again though, this zoom stuff is probably a that should probably actually be pretty easy. Maybe. Oh my god. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, so I do have it so that it's controlled by the stats, but I might I could do it based on your mouse position. I might experiment with that, but I'm gonna push on with the this thing. Where am I? Like I kind of think this makes sense, and I kind of think where is the empty circuit bit. So if I, oops, don't want that there. So if I just, oh, not what I wanted. There we go. So it kind of look like that, I suppose, although it would technically have, let's see. Oh my god. I don't know how to use this program. You know, it would have this sort of thing all over it, but obviously, hopefully not that janky looking. I don't know. Are you seriously against the bar over the colored background? Because I could be swayed, but I just think that it's kind of distracting having all these colors flashing, whereas a bar is a bit more subtle, but you still get the information. And you also get more information because it's like how much, like rather than relying on the color, because if you're on like an orange sort of color, yeah, so I think I'm not, if I'm doing the power bars, I'm not going to have the colored background as well. Yeah. No. It would be like this if I was doing the bars. It'd be like this where it looks like the normal circuit. Cool. Okay. Well, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the bars, and if they don't look good, we'll go back to the colored blobs. But I do think that the colored background is just a bit too much. Too much. So, in that case, what I need to do is I need to get this bit. Copy that. How wide is that? 32 pixels. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That's very nice. So new thing. It's 5 pixels tall, which I don't like, but that's okay. So I want to save this as, I got power meter outside. This will be mini power meter outside. I think there might need to be a faint line or something in between the rows so that it doesn't look so... Yeah, I was actually thinking this sprite here, what it probably needs is, that is that color. So it probably needs like, do something like that. So then when they're put next to each other, there's a little border around it. Okay. Good. So we've got the mini power bar outside saved. I just need to save the mini power bar inside, which is this bit. Sure. Where did I put it? Mini power bar inside. That is a weird way to make an outline, lol. Is it? Like, I know that because they'll be next to each other, they'll be 2 pixels wide, but I think that's fine. I think I'm fine with that. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. See? Oh, you mean like how I made it? Why was that weird? I don't think that was weird. I think it made perfect sense. Yeah, I think that gives some good separation, and then it should. If I put something in here, it should give me the little arrow. Yes. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with that, I think. The 2 pixel borders, I think it's fine. Ship it. It's good enough for the moment. It's good enough for the moment. Maybe when I do a final polish pass. In order for me to give your money back, you would have to give me money in the first place, which you're welcome to do, and then I can give it back to you. But until then, too bad. Too bad. Yeah, I think this works fine for the moment. So now I need to put in the actual power bars. Power bar. Okay, so in here, I've got some display power meters. And so for this, I want to say, I'm going to copy all of this and say display mini meter. Playing your game for less than 3 hours. I think most people will probably play this for less than 3 hours, if I'm being honest. Or at least in its current state. The aim is to get it to a point where that won't be the case. Okay, textures. What did I call it? Mini power meter. Inside and outside. Mini. Power meter inside and outside. And I don't think I want to display any text because it will be too small. So get rid of that. So we got a mini meter. Good. So now when we're drawing our mini grid, we can also draw a mini meter. And what I want to do for that then is I want to have the circuit board. In fact, I think the cell size and the icon size should be the same now. I'll just do that for the moment. I know that's silly. Okay, so then what was I doing here? We want to get the what is the name of that circuit board bit? Drill empty. Where do I display the... No. This can't be... When I display part... Where are these ones used? Only here. So where... Drill circuit empty. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is what I want to do. Do that. And then... Okay. We're back on track. Don't want to do that. I just want to put in an image of the empty circuit. And I can get rid of these as well. And I will, in fact, do this. Vector component pos equals that. Okay, and then I can use that here, and I can also use it here. What are my thoughts on 2D level design? I guess that would entirely depend on the type of game. Yeah, that would entirely depend on the type of game. But also, I probably am not the right person to ask if you have a look at my games. Then you would know not to ask me anything about how to make a good game. Okay, so then we can put in a mini meter. What are the parameters again, please, IntelliJ? The X position will be I'll just use the component pos at the moment, but I know that this will not be the actual position. Anyway, that'll do for the moment. Get it roughly in the right spot. Oh, I could do it. I could do it. Yes. Thank God I did this alignment stuff. So, where do I want to put it? Oh, but without the margin, I might be in a spot of bother because I don't think it'll be this spaced out. So I might not have this much room. I might have to readjust the thing, but that's okay. So I also want to use the icon size there. Component pos.x. So I want to plus icon size on 2, and then I want to say that it is the game.center and game.bottom for the alignment. And then is there one more thing? There's display level. And I'm expecting these to be in completely the wrong spot and maybe the wrong size as well. But hopefully it's on the right track at least. That's all one can hope for, is heading in the right direction, even if one is going there slowly. There's the money printer. Yes. See, that's the one I was talking about earlier that converts stuff directly into money. So then it can synergize well with ones that go up depending on how much money you've got, because you can actually make money. Okay, yeah, this is this is not correct. Not correct at all. Look how bad that looks. Are you all seeing this? Are you all laughing at me? Maybe I should make mini versions of that background sprite. Deary me. Shocking. That is truly garbage, as they say somewhere. I don't know where they say that, but they do say it. Interestingly though, the thing is not displaying how I thought it would. Percentage. Something's going deeply wrong, but I don't know what exactly. Yeah, something's definitely busted. Something is definitely busted. So let's have a look-see. Text size, where is that being used? I don't think that matters. Text color also doesn't matter because they are irrelevant. The percentage, though, should be dictating how big the bar is, but for some reason it's not filling in at all. I wonder if it's because it's being integer division, if I can say that. If I put a breakpoint here, what is my percentage coming through as? It is coming through as 0. Which makes sense for some of these, but not all of these. Let me do a conditional breakpoint where, no, do a breakpoint here that is conditional on the boost level is not equal 0. Then what do we get? So boost level 1.2, display level 0.6. Okay. And here, what is percentage? 0.6. Okay. So then if we go in here, I love debugging. It's so good, isn't it? Okay, so our amount. What is our amount? Our amount amounts to 0.6. Inside that width. Minus buffer times 2. Yes, times, yes. So our width is 16. Oh, it's again because... Is it because I'm translated? No, I don't think so, because the other images are being put in the right spot, which would imply that it's all good. So x, what is the x? 32. Does 32 make sense as the x position? Don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so the x plus the buffer, yes, or the width 16. Surely it can't be something as silly as like the text. Or maybe, do I have a typo in the mini power meter inside? Did I actually call it that? That's a question that needs answering. That looks correct. It does look correct. Just a billion% sure, make sure that it's saved. Mini power meter inside. Mini power meter inside. That is indeed what I have written here, isn't it? Mini power meter inside. I am mildly dyslexic, so there is every possibility that even checking it side by side like this, I am not correct. Okay. Very, very, very strange. Very strange. If anyone can see what's going on, please let me know. I have also changed nothing since I last checked, so I don't know what I'm expecting to be different. I'm hoping for a miracle. And we will see that it is the exact same. Very good. Why? Why is it like that? Use your collective brain powers all together, please, to tell me why it's like that. Surely it can't be if text. Surely it can't be this. If it's this, I will be amused. But I don't think it could be that. I don't think so. I'd be very confused if it was this. No, thank God. I wouldn't have known what to think. With the 0, 0. Oh, a whole bunch of messages just came through. I think my internet struggles with all this stuff. Oh, sorry. These things are. I think these all came through at once, and now I don't know when or what you were referring to. Good night, Half. I hope you have a good sleep, and I will probably talk to you tomorrow when you wake up. Charles, are you talking about how the width is 100% of the square? I don't know what you're referring to. I think I missed, like, 4 messages all just came through at once, and so I don't know what I was talking about when you actually sent that. So if you can clarify, I will respond. The bar's width. Are you talking about the width? The bar's width. Hang on. Let me just yeah, let me just get rid of this breakpoint and make sure I know what you're talking about. So the issue I'm having, the reason it's the full width like that is because I got rid of the margin I did have some space in between the components when I was first doing this. But no, what I'm concerned about is that there should be, like, when I fill up these power meters, the meter actually fills up, and these should have some value in them. In theory, this should be just over halfway, I think, filled up, but there's nothing filling it up, and so I need to figure out why that's the case. And I'm not entirely sure, because these bars down here are using the same function, albeit with different parameters, obviously. So they're using this one here. But they seem to work. So where am I drawing the overlay color? So what happens is all these functions call this one, and they use different sprites for the inside and outside. So I get the inside and the outside images. So I draw the outer shell of the bar, and then I figure out how much of the bar is meant to be filled up. And then I use this clipping function to only draw that much of the bar. And then I draw the inside of the bar here. And so when I get here, in this case, I managed to put the breakpoint on exactly one that is showing up with power. So I've calculated that the width of the bar that is to be shown is 24.78 pixels. And so then I should be clipping, basically creating a rectangle of the area that I want the bar to be here. And then it should draw that image and clip it to be that width. And you can see here that width is actually a value. And this is just defining a rectangle that I want the inside of to be displayed. And so it does have a width. The color is being, yeah, so the outside of the bar is here. And the inside of the bar is here. The reason I'm finding this so confusing is this function, this display meter function, is also used for these ones down here. Oh, maybe that was. Hang on. Maybe that was. This is why I need to do a breakpoint here when the boost level does not equal 0. So yeah, it's the same function. Yeah, no. Stupid problems absolutely will be stupid issues. It'll be something super obvious. I imagine. And I think boost level. Why is that paused there then? Boost level does not equal 0. I need to go to the next one. Okay, so yeah, the other ones have text. This one still passes text info through, and I just did this thing to make sure that it wasn't something to do with text. But here, let's step through it. So our display level. Okay, so our boost level is 1.2, and so our display level is 60%, and so we pass that in, and our percentage is still 0.6, so nothing fucky has happened there. We step in to display meter. Outside and inside are both different images, so that's good. I haven't accidentally used the same image for both the inside and the outside. And the inside is colored and the outside is the one I would expect. So that is also good. Yes, that's good. Okay. So then it draws the outside image. And then we figure out the width based on the percentage that we want to display. And we get 16 pixels or 17-ish pixels. And then we draw the clip. And then we draw the image. But it's still, it don't like it. It don't like it. And I don't know why it don't like it, but it don't. Let me check what you're suggesting and just say never draw text, and we'll see if the other ones still work. Just for a sanity check, because oh no, have you seen something? What have you seen? I don't like where this is going. What have you seen? Charles, tell me. Push and pop. Yeah, they sort of store drawing context. So in this case, things like the fill color and the text alignment and stuff will get pushed and popped onto a stack. Oh, it is to do with the text. What the hell? No way. Oh no. No. It's not. It's not. I was scared. Scared for a minute there. So what are you saying with the push and pop? What would be going wrong there? Because like these ones are also doing the push and pop, and they are working just dandy. There's no translate. Oh, does the maybe the clip doesn't respect the translate. So there is a translate up here. And so that translate is already in effect. Yeah, so I'm translating in this mini grid to the position where I'm drawing the grid. So I think it should be okay, but I just wonder if this clip function, which I did not write, whether that respects the translation or not. Because if it doesn't, I'll just have to add in, you know what, I'm just going to do that and see if that's the issue, because I suspect that it could well be the issue. Is that don't like the translation. Thankfully, it's a very easy one. Wouldn't that balk the other bars? I don't think so, because I'm probably not translating when I'm drawing them. Just because the only reason I translated was so that I don't have to do what I'm about to do, which is just add in pos X and pos Y everywhere. But in fact, it's not really everywhere. It's literally just here. So it's not that big of a deal. But I don't think those other ones have translations. So it might just be that the clip function, for whatever reason, doesn't respect the translation, which is super dumb in my opinion. Now I need to actually remember to get rid of that translate. And that's the only place I need to do it. So it's really not a big deal at all. So let us have a look-see and see if that was it. If it is, I think it's a bit silly of this API. The moment of truth. Drum roll. I don't know if you can hear that. You can probably hear that. It's probably really annoying. Yay! There we go. Excellent. Okay, so it was literally just the translation stuff. So that's good, I suppose. At least we know what's going on. Now we need to figure out how to make it nice, because it obviously at the moment looks terrible. So I think probably what I need to do is make a smaller version of this sprite, because clearly the downsampling is not very good. And eventually probably make like a nice border thing for it. But let's get into the right position first. So I'm going to get rid of the base stats and move it up. Whoops. Get rid of that translate. Get rid of it. Get it out of my sight. I always manage to hit caps lock. I think I just got sausage fingers. All right. So the drill info panel can also get it out of here. And then we can use the right top. Maybe, wait, hang on. Right top. And then we'll want to go down by like the game. So we want to dodge the pause button. So I'm going to move it down. Yes, I think that's right-ish. Yes. Maybe. We'll find out. Okay. I think we are making good progress. And I think my tummy is dictating that soon I will stop the stream so that I can eat some lunch. But I think I might draw a smaller version of the thing first. I don't know about that positioning. I do like your idea, Charles, of putting it down the bottom here in the middle. I think that could also look good, because there is a lot of real estate down here that you can't really use. Although this seems sort of more out of the way, because if you're drilling down, eventually it will maybe be useful to be able to see this far down on the screen. Although, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because, sorry, actually, I should just do it. The maximum size, where do I... Inventory, is it? No, it's in the drill, isn't it? In the drill. Translucent unless your mouth is near it. That's a good idea. Just going to put it up to the maximum... Oh, sorry. Bumping the mic. I'm going to put it up to the maximum size and just see what that looks like. But yeah, translucent unless the mouse is near it is a good idea. I approve that a lot. All right. It is kind of crazy big having the full grid, but I guess by then you know what's going on. Because if you're that far into the game, you've obviously been playing a lot, so you know. I think you can be able to handle it. But yeah, making it translucent, I think, is a brilliant idea. I think I can probably do that fairly simply. Although I wanna lerp it. And the distance to a square, I'll need to do some fancy maths for that. I'll do that later. For finishing up the stream, I'm just gonna make a small version of this sprite. And I will call it empty mini. Okay, and then if we just let this do its thing, how bad is it? Oh, why did it blur it? I thought I had nearest neighbor. Let me try that again. Resize 32. Here we go. Nearest neighbor. So this is what it must be doing in the game as well. Terrible. Okay, so if I open up this, just so I can compare it. Okay, so what we want is these should be like this. Oops. And then this should be like that. Oh, I didn't do the bottom one. Oops. Oh my god. So low accuracy with the mouse. You can clearly see that I am not a gamer with how inaccurate my mouse strikes are. It would be cool to render SVGs through nearest neighbor filtering. Yeah, like an SVG to pixel art thing. That would be kind of cool. Let's just copy this, and it needs to be there, I think. Let's see, and then I can do something like that. Oh, I don't know how I did that. I nailed the sizing of it. Okay, and then I will have to figure out. I got this nice semicircle there, but I will not be able to. Maybe I can just do like that. Concerns me that is 5 pixels wide. How wide is it in here? Is it an odd number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So why is it not 4 pixels? Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something funky going on. I also need to do this, don't I? Then you could posterize to limit the color palette. Yeah. And a dither. Yeah. That would be cool. Alright. I think this will get us close enough for the moment. So I call this empty mini. So when I'm drawing this, I want to use the mini sprite, and let's have a look and see what that looks like. Hopefully it's all right. We'll use this one. Go here. If we put this in, how does it look? We will find out. I mean, it looks better. It still looks a bit scuffed. I think what I might do is go back to adding in a bit of margin. On the cell size so that there's a bit more breathing room around stuff. And then when I display this, it will be at the, again, I've hit the caps lock somehow. So I'm going to make this the size of the cell. And so the margin is 4. So 2 of them is 8. So this should be a 40 by 40. Oops, that's not what I wanted. 40 by 40. And I will center this. So it should be there, shouldn't it? Maybe. How big is that? That is 30 by 30, so it needs to be there. And then get some of this. Fill all that in. Get a bit of that. Oh, no. Hand is not steady enough for that sort of shenanigans. All right, just do it this way. And then get rid of those bits. So then hopefully that will spread things out nicely so that there's breathing room between stuff so that it's not so cramped looking. And hopefully that will be the first iteration of this little thingamabobby done. So let's try that. Oopsie daisy. Oh, but then I need to move these things down. Of course. And they're drawing them in the wrong spot. Silly. Because I removed the plus I times cell size plus theme dot margin. I removed that earlier, didn't I? And so now I need to put it back in. Now, one final time, big drum roll before lunchtime. Hopefully this is correct because my tummy is rumbling. Absolutely desperate for some food. Let's try like that. Did that even change anything? I don't think that it did. Am I silly? Probably. Plus theme.mine. And I use that everywhere. So the component pos is the pos.x plus I times cell size plus theme.1. In my mind, that is the right calculation. Am I doing something wrong with it? Very probably. But what am I doing wrong? That is the real question, isn't it? We might have to do another little bit of display code debugging, which is always fun. Oh, and I didn't even put any things in, so I can't see what's going wrong. Well, I can only half see what's going wrong. All right. Let's have a look. Let us have a look-see. What is going wrong? So going through each thing. Oh. That is the cell. Yeah, okay. I know what's going wrong. No, do I? No, I don't know what's going wrong. Cell size. And theme.margin should account for that gap. This center right, dot x plus icon size on 2. This is strange to me. Strange indeed. Oh, because this is also getting offset. That's why. Everything, the everything else is in the right spot. Actually, I think. It's just that this should not be getting moved as well. Well, yeah. So what I should do? Get rid of these. And instead do cell size on 2 here. No, y plus. Just going to do plus cell size there. And then this, when I do this, I should do with offset. And I want to do the margin. Like that. And then finally, I think we are finally at the point where I can go and have some lunch. Let's see. Okay, put this in. Boom. Bam. May as well just chuck a whole bunch of stuff in. I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, and then let's see. You know what? I think everything needs to be moved up slightly. Yeah, to make room for the power bar. I think. Yeah. I was so sure that we would be done. But alas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this all up by 4. Which should mean that when I'm drawing with the offset here, I don't want to offset in the Y. So it's at the top. And then when I'm offsetting here, I want to offset by the icon size plus the margin. But I do not want to offset any more than that. And hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is it. And then at a later date, I'll do the tooltip stuff and get that good. Oh, I didn't put anything in the grid, so we will not know. But I think those bars are in a good spot. But let me try that again and actually put stuff in here. Okay. And let's see. Hopefully this is the one. Hey, there we go. I think that's good. I think that is good. I think that's so much better than the colored background. I have to say. I think that's a lot better. I will make it so that it tooltips, and I will also make it so that it goes transparent, like you were suggesting, Charles. I think that's a brilliant idea. And in fact, I'm going to have to go back through the chat because you had some other very good suggestions as well. But I think that is where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you all so much for all your help, especially Charles. You were very, very helpful. Time for a big boy nap. Yeah, good on you. Stick it to the man. Don't you love being a corporate slave? It is good, isn't it? So yeah, I think that's where we are going to leave it for today. I think this is looking so much better than what we started with. Yeah. But yes, I will look at those suggestions you were talking about, Charles, because you had some crackers in there. So I'll probably look at doing that and getting the tooltips in. But this is so much better, I think, than what we had before. So good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll probably be streaming at the exact same time next week as well. So if you're keen, you can come and hang out again then. But yeah, I think that's it. So I will see you guys at a later, as yet undetermined, but probably in exactly 1 week date. So yeah, I'll see you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.